My name is Jaquan Jackson, but my pen name is Zen J. Jackson. I am a children's novelist, and I also write and illustrate children's picture books. Writing novels has always been the perfect way for me to dive as deep as I can into the world that I think about every day and want to tell others about.
My name is Roslyn, and my nickname is Rosie. Rosie is the main character in the Bunny book. I met my dad, Zen Jaquan, when my mom introduced to him, and I was about 5.5 or almost 6, and
it was a nice, somewhat sunny day in Connecticut.
We met at a coffee shop, and he bought me a hot cocoa. He told me he was still scared of the dark, and because I was scared of the dark, and he bought me a nightlight.
And that's where I met her and bought her a hot chocolate while hanging out with her mother.
We were like friends, and he's like my dad, but also my friend.
She means more to me than just my daughter. I find her to be soul family that we were meant to come across each other, and I believe that we, planned this in another realm or in an astral plane somewhere, deciding upon how we're going to rendezvous and change the lives around each other and within ourselves here on this little playground called Earth. And the reason why I say this is because when I met her, she was only 5, talking about different worlds she knew of and realms that existed, and she had a sense of her afterlife. She was very in tune with her metaphysical self, and at the time I was in tune with my metaphysical self, and we spoke the same language, and here I am talking to a 5-year-old about the world and life beyond. Death was an easy subject, and so was life.
My name is Brian Taylor. I met Jaquan, I think around November or December of last year, and we just started talking, and I knew there was something special about the guy when we started talking about the life of bees. Jaquan's a great neighbor, he's a great dad, and he's a good friend.
Growing up, he got called Zen for his nickname, and he goes by Zen for his nickname all the time, and that's how his author name became Zen J. Jackson. The Bunny book was born when my dad found my love for bunnies, and we would imagine if I had like 100 and something bunnies, and how much of a responsibility it would be, how much fun it would be, how much work it would be. Bunnies are very important to me. Ever since I was little, I had a stuffed rabbit, so I grew up loving them.
When I encountered Roslyn, she told me about Brownie, but I also noticed that it was her main source of comfort.
I used to want a fireproof, waterproof metal box to keep Brownie in when I wasn't around. She's really important to me. It's not one of those stuffed animals that eventually you give away and stuff.
It is through the stuffed animal, the stuffed rabbit, where she seems to understand a true sense of friendship.
Bunnies are like my spirit animals, my babies, my friends.
They mean sort of what the old pagan symbols of bunnies meant, but also happiness.
There's a bunny inside all of us because bunnies are very expressive and they're a lot like children. And every time your inner child comes out, you're funniest. And especially with kids, bunnies, when they're excited, they dart around like crazy and jump and twist their heads, and humans can learn from them. They love each other.
Meeting Rosalind Brownie inspired me to write something that kind of fell on my lap, and details, everything about it just, was in the proper order.
He used his imagination and built this whole story off my love for bunnies.
There was no structure to it. It's anytime I had a chance, I wrote. Anywhere I was going, I wrote, and it was my thing that I just did.
I think that an African American voice in writing is important because, obviously it gives different perspectives to readers that maybe they don't normally get. But the other thing is kind of like your other classics that really jump all over the place in terms of genre. You find the African American voice lends a lot of different insights.
People reading their work and enjoying it, and it not mattering the color of their skin, and that it's just a good book.
Rose sort of reminds me of what I think. I have a daughter, and what I think she'll grow up to be, and based on the questions that she likes to ask and the things she talks about, I think she'll probably be a little bit of a Rose herself.
The world can change over and over and over again. However, self-awareness will always be a fundamental pillar of life, and that's what I like to focus on as a voice. Self-awareness.
I think this has been a fun book. I'm very happy to have an author living right in the same neighborhood as me, and I can't wait to finish this book and read Jaquan's next one.